gentlemen. Gelato on the screen. I didn't even know this was a thing in the map, but
you know, gotta have that Riot Games polish.
Sure.
Strong word for it. Yeah, Riot Games gelato, as they want to say. I don't know. Look, I think Spot Up are in a very good spot just because, again, I feel like they have that chemistry plus they're nuts on Ascent from everything I've seen. But I also want to see my boys on Morning Light try to do well as well, because the owner of this org is someone that I was actually, I guess, kind of friends with back when he used to play TF2 years ago, and his teams in a variety of different games have actually been doing a lot of decent work. So, like, personally, I'm on Team Morning Light. My boys
Right.
Morning Light GG on Twitter. I always got to go ahead and shout them out whenever I can. But Spot Up, look, they're in a good, let's be honest here, they're in a really good place to take this one. Ascent just kind of is their map if I've seen anything so far from them. But as we actually get back down to reality here, I noticed that it's going to be a pretty slow start for the team in question, Spot Up.
Yeah, and I think at this point, their only goal is just try to keep things slow, especially here on Ascent. These pistol rounds aren't exactly going to go towards your favor if you just hold down W. That back lane of A can be incredibly dangerous if you're not able to clear out the Angs on site. And now here we go again. It's going to be 2 players over to Heaven. They're forced out because of that smoke. Tucker has the tight angle. And again, this is just a huge round for Spot Up. They take their time. And that's, again, it's not just A. It's Tucker popping off an ace to start the game off. And that's really what Spot Up has been taking in terms of momentum into this tournament. I even mentioned earlier, we're actually not going to be seeing Aura. And this is a player that we didn't even mention in our pre-game analysis. Our man Tucker, again, with the ace, and already with the ulti.
I was going to say, literally second round orbital strike. Even though there's almost no reason for him to use it, since we're going to be up against pistols, including a couple of the shotties, I want to see him use it just to flex. Quite honestly, I think it would just go ahead and show off that Spot Up or saying, like, hey, we're here to fight. We're going to go ahead and actually make this one a banger. This is their map. This is their favorite domain to be on, and all Morning Light, there's going to have to be the unfortunate witnesses to it. Again, all they have are just a couple of pistols put into this round. Don't exactly have the highest hopes for them as a result, but yeah, maybe they can surprise us. Maybe they can get collaterals with the shotty as we saw previously. But as we about cross that minute mark, still no bloodshed yet. I actually like the position of that Jet over towards A. Let's keep an eye on her real quick if we can. Yeah, look at that. Makaloff, this is such a cheeky angle, and with the shorty as well, this could actually work out. Oh, that's exactly why! God! Oh, he's such
I hate it.
I love it.
Yeah, the words, etoh, use them!
I love it, man.
You love it?
I love it! No, I love it! Screw you! I love seeing the shotty in action, baby! It's so clean and slick to watch. It actually makes it so Morning Light have a decent shot. They're in a 4 versus 3 right now, Upmind. We can't go ahead and count them out just yet. Although, Spot Up are making a very convincing argument for themselves. They take down Shot Up, but Conti and Odorous will go ahead and do them one better. Again, it's a baby! It's a shotty coming to life right now, baby! I love it! There's the orbital strike invested into round number 2 here. And this round that should have been free actually does go the way of Morning Light. They have time and everything. Upmind, I told you they can win this, baby. I told you.
They can win it, but not like this. The thrift round, the ether round.
Oh, I'm so hyped.
Yo, you're popping up. This is probably the most genuinely happy I've ever heard you. I have ever heard you be. Jeez, dude.
I finally got a prediction right, dude. There's been like I'm always caster cursed. I'm always caster cursed, but I was right, dude. I knew that Jet would pop. Oh,
hey,
so
poggers,
good.
man. Hey, fist bumps. It's
all right. I'm fist bumping the camera right now.
I got you. Morning Light with a round. They bring it back. They have full rifles in this one, and now Spot Up. They find themselves in almost literally the same position that they put their opponents in, just in this last round, just without the shotguns in a sense. They're really just gonna try to broaden their horizons in a sense here, etoh, as they really have nowhere to go. They just want frags.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't feel like we're going to be able to see that shorty action once more. I think I've calmed myself down from the hype. And again, you know, we have to be realistic here. I mean, spot up, they can probably get the spike down. That's something that I feel in their past excursions or past tournaments that they've played, even on rounds that they've lost, even on ecos like this, they've been able to get this bomb down. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is another similar scenario. But the setup from Morning Light on the A bomb site is so strong. They even have that near site ready in effect. There it is. I mean, from here, it should just be a quick cleanup from Morning Light, and well, there it is. Firing range is out. That will be 3 kills, all for different players. Everybody's getting their just desserts up mine.
Yeah, I guess so. You do see the shorty in the back, though. Makalov, he's still looking for more. Still not gonna happen.
Baby.
All right.
That's a shoddy.
The shoddy, man. Unreal.
That gun is
Another
good,
round coming
man.
up. It's a good gun. It works. If it works,
It's a good gun, man. I'm sorry. I'm still
hey, that's the thing.
that.
If the gun's in the game, if you know how to use the gun, you might as well take advantage. You might as well. I mean, especially with an insane angle like that.
Stay safe.
Nuts. But again, it's a big round for Spot Up coming up next. Trying to bounce on back from what was a very disappointing round number 2. Now Makalov, he does take on a little bit of damage, and also he's... I don't know if he found out the person on the boost, but I don't really think that matters. That's beyond the arches. Not only that, but he gives up back lane control.
So, one thing I just wanted to broach for a little while now, I feel like we have to address the elephant in the room. Neither of these teams have a Sage. And I think things are going to be very interesting as a result. You know, there's no heal.
Because...
that tag going down, not existent.
Right, but I'm thinking more about just this map dynamic in general. I don't think there's too much space for even a Sage to be used. It's very... Sage in itself is a very broad character, right? And also just her abilities are very situational. I think at this point, they're just trying to, I guess, take more advantage of just the individual gun duels. Just on Spot Up alone, you have 4 duelists. On Morning Light also, you have 4 duelists. Maybe three duelists if you consider Sova a non-duelist. But even then, it's still a very tough time in terms of map pick and also character choice. But even then, it's not so tough in terms of actual play in the round as Spot Up. They take back this site. Again, 2 casualties for them as they try to make their way onto that A site. But again, that pick over to mid and 2 kills over towards A, it makes it all the more easier for them. Odorous on the front lines, looking to start this clutch up for his team. Still has the Phoenix glued to his right, glued to his body. Again, no angles being shown, but that's actually shot up, getting himself a kill onto Kanpeki. Still 2 more attackers over towards the back lane. If I'm not mistaken, the spike is playing it towards him, but that's a huge wall. And Odorous also has a little bit of an angle towards the corner. Huge Hunter's... Oh, Hunter's Theory again, trying to look for... Shot Up, but that's still not going to work out. Big frag here has to come in for Tucker, but Shot Up survives, but that's going to be the round. Again, Odorous, I don't even understand how he even died there, but again, looking back on that round, they had the setup on site, but that Hunter's Theory dragging them on out.
That was about as perfect as you can get in a post plant. You know, I mean, that's the thing about Hunter's Fury. You know, I mean, even if you don't actually get a kill with it, we only saw a single tag come through. It was enough to buy so much time. It's practically 5 seconds where you cannot commit to the bomb unless you're ready to die. You know, the only way you can actually try to play around it when trying to defuse a bomb is like start it and then hope that the Hunter's Fury is being channeled after. Then maybe you can get... Okay, never mind. Okay. Is anything gonna make sense? Makalov, chill, dude.
Hey,
with a shorty?
I think we gotta call. I think we gotta call our other casters here real quick. I'm having a moment here, man. What just happened?
I have the spike.
Again, it always comes back. It's that caster's curse. We can talk about strats all we want. It doesn't matter. Makalov will just click heads 2 seconds into the round. Morning Light are basically a shoe-in to take this one, as it's a 3-on-5. Upmind, you gotta take me away here. I'm still hyperventilating after thinking about how Makalov pulled that one off.
Right, same here. I think I'm just a little too shook, and I think Spot Up is too. They're literally checking every angle on their way in. Not a singular spot in these choke points being left. They keep getting caught off guard, and I think they're gonna get caught off guard once again. As it looks like Spot Up, they might be putting all of their forces towards mid and A.
This is good too. They close the door towards B.
Yeah, that is huge. That's gonna stop at least to take over towards the cat area, but Miniature still taking a little bit of time, still waiting towards that back lane, and oh, Segoy and Tucker opening up the site. Miniature trying to pop up, but he actually stays disciplined. He wants to regroup with his teammates as he has two of them waiting for him. Again, you mentioned the lack of a healer. This Brimmy in the back lines, that's Tucker with barely any HP. He's just gonna leave his teammate on the front lines. Here we go, that's gonna be a huge orbital strike, but that's not gonna be much usage by any means. He's still stuck around the corner. Tucker and Tucker up top still gets the kill onto Odorous, but now here comes the defuse. It's not planning for him by any means. That's gonna be Miniature with an easy frag. And a round for Morning Light. Huge start to the round by Makalov, and that all spills over to a Morning Light W.
Yeah, it's so hard to try to work your way back from a 3 versus 5, quite obviously. I mean, that should just be kind of a common sense, really. But Spot Up, they did a pretty decent go at it, you know? I mean, they had a pretty decent go at it, rather. They got the spike down. They ended up getting it down into a 3 versus 2 before inevitably falling. But only 2 guns left at the end of the day from Morning Light. Just really goes to show you that man advantage means absolutely everything. Spot Up, they've consistently been able to get this bomb down, even in like some of their, you know, worst case scenarios. That although their money isn't fantastic, they don't have to really worry all too much, even if they don't get really good results out of this. They're still able to buy up ghosts and also sheriffs. They can probably get the bomb down again, and you can see this possibly being a multi-op buy if Spot Up even want to go for that sort of thing. Morning Light, they're just about done with this one, however. The cleanup will just be ready soon. And Bunny, even on the flank, can't get anything done. Right. I mean, that's the kind of thing about pistols. You can't really get all too excited about them. There's a couple of moments where you could with the shotty. That's it.
Well, yet another one for a Morning Light. No matter what equipment usage Spot Up actually had in that round, it was a pretty decent setup actually going towards that site, but again, Morning Light winning out all the opening 1v1 duels, and that's really been the theme of this game thus far. Spot Up, again, taking advantage of the early rounds, taking advantage of that pistol round, but weren't exactly able to take advantage of what was a very opportune position for them to just take a couple of rounds and just keep their economy alive. And now they find themselves almost in shambles. Let's see what they can pull off, though. It's going to be Odorous jumping on back. He does end up getting the frag with the operator, and that's a huge ulti from Bunny, but even then, Odorous is there with the frag. And now he's still holding it down, getting himself another one, still playing around the box. Huge flick! Goats! Odorous, you're nuts. Etoh screaming at the top of his lungs because you already know that that's one of the most insane plays that we've seen today. Morning Light with a huge round. 5-2.
Oh my lord, it's a goddamn DM server for this man. Odorous, so good. I'm sorry you had that moment, but I couldn't hold myself back.
Bro, I know. I get it. It was a good play. You have to let it out. You have to let it out.
I thought I had my mic muted, I'll be honest.
Really?
I'm sorry.
That was just like, look, we're supposed to be genuine on camp, but that was a scream of terror.
Because he kept hitting it, dude. He kept hitting insane shots. Come on. Jesus. I got you. Rollers, man. I don't know.
I got you.
It's hard not to
be
excited about that sort of thing. Morning Light, they take the breath out of me.
Oh man, it looks like you're enamored with this play. A little bit more than I am, that's for sure.
Oh my god. Cool. Shut up, Upmind.
I got you. Well, telling Upmind to shut up, and shut up, still getting himself some frags too. There's gonna be Conti on the other side of the server, getting himself 2 over to mid. Spot up, they thought they could be sneaky over to mid, but again, they just keep getting shut down by these lurks from Morning Light. It's yet another sweep round as, again, spot up. They're on an eco, not much to work with. Really just looking for consolation frags. And, oh no, yeah, Odorous could possibly get this. His operator is already on fire, and he's about to make it a little bit more spicy, but he's actually going to miss out that first shot. He takes back so much damage. And actually, Talker's still with a frag with the Ghost. In comes Miniature, takes down Figment. Still one more player around the corner. That's going to be Tucker going down. 6th round from Morning Light. And now spot up, they do have a big buy coming up in this next round.
Beautiful round from Morning Light. You know, obviously that quick cleanup, it really matters a lot against the pistols, just to make sure that your economy stays healthy. And, well, they're going to be rewarded with 6 rounds on the board now. I have to say, often you hear a lot of talk about how the offense side of Ascent is, you know, probably the more favorable side, but Morning Light are looking so clean on this at the moment. They're not even making it look relatively tough. Kind of, you know, it's good to kind of ground yourself back. You know, these are clean rounds. They're not seeing anything really all too crazy happen. And it feels like a breath of fresh air. Spot up, they're struggling to get almost anything threaded together. Ultimates being expended early on from Morning Light, plus a Molotov just to try to scout out some information. Now, they know a decent amount of that B bomb site is theirs for the taking. You've seen that the rotations from Morning Light actually will be over towards CT. And hey, I mean, spot up. They seem to kind of be aware of this as well. They're reading these rotations, and Morning Light now have dedicated so many players out over towards A. Makalov spotting that a player is going to be entering in through heaven, and will be catching these players off guard to a decent degree. Kenpeki and Makalov both finding kills, trading each other out. We're back into that 3 versus 3 until Kenpeki is able to get one. Otherwise, still, the trades are through. However, Makalov is able to enter the server once more, tries to get the knives off, and somehow does thread the needle, find that kill onto Figment, and we're back and down into a 1 versus 1 here. Kenpeki has been massive so far this round, but going even bigger just kind of feels like maybe a bit too much to ask for. Has the wall at the ready. That's an extra amount of HP he can get healed up. Has a spike down too. And Odorous, he's just going to be granted his free kill.
Yep.
Bit of an anticlimactic finish, I'll be honest, Upmind.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenpeki, he was anticipating the move over from short, but Odorous, wait a minute! You just had one of the most insane plays in this entire tournament, really, of this entire weekend in Valorant. And now he's BMing. Oh no, yeah, go for it. He's shooting his arrows in the air sometime, saying Ayo. Phoenix Killer. Now, Morning Light, that's a 7th round. I know you understood that. I know you understood that reference. I got it. It's under wraps for now.
I'm happy to say.
Spot up. What do you have to say?
I'm just glad that I no longer have like the best joke of the day title for this cast, man. I appreciate it.
Right.
You took my title away.
I'll take that title in shame. Don't worry. Morning Light once again stepping up with a full buy. The score is 7-2. And now spot up again. It just coming down to these rounds, it seems like they're just getting weeded out before they even make their way onto one of these sites. And that's really just the side effect of Ascent. The attacking site on Ascent has been an absolute nightmare for teams in the past couple of weeks.
This has been a nightmare to watch so far. Morning Light are making this look incredibly one-sided. Granted, just a free kill through the smoke right there. Spot Up was waiting on the edge of it. I understand what Benny was, or excuse me, Bunny, not Benny, was going for, trying to push through it, but it was so risky. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what the best case scenario in that sort of situation would be. If they're going to be smoking it down over towards such a major artery like mid, you got to expect that they're going to be watching it, man. Like, it just kind of feels like a bit of a freebie given to Morning Light. Spot Up have yet to really arrive in the server, and Morning Light, well, what can you even say, man? Everybody's kind of getting into the kill feed, getting their favorite frags, getting their clips.
This is a totally different Spot Up from what we saw last week. It's, I don't know, it seems night and day. Seems like this Morton Light has at least tried to wake them up, because I mean, at this point, Spot Up, just thinking about their momentum from last week, just thinking about really their runs in terms of tournaments for the past 2 weeks, it has basically put themselves in a position where they could, you know, fight with some of the best in NA Valorant at the moment. But now seeing this team, Morning Light, a team of players that we know oh so well in terms of advanced and Mountain Dew League play from Counter-Strike, it kind of just shows off the fact that really, you don't really need all that much experience in this game. If you could frag, I mean, this is a tactical FPS here, so you're going to be able to confide in your crosshair placement.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we've seen pros from other games also popping up and blowing up, showing off their prowess as well, you know. We got our Psalms, we got our Thweefos as well, you know. Everybody knows how to click on the head when it comes down to it. If you're pro in a game, you probably know how to do that sort of thing relatively well. Whether that story goes for everybody on Spot Up in this current game is a bit of a different story, however. Again, as I mentioned previously, Odorous, another CS name, has really had such a fantastic game on that operator, and this time he's, you know, the beacon of hope over towards mid and B.
Again,
yeah,
Conti.
Probably not the best made by Conti.
Yeah, no, these teleports from the Omens, they haven't exactly been all too useful thus far. Kempeki, they have a little moment together in the smoke, all alone, and it just so happened to be that the Phoenix, it was only just a dream. It was only just a one-night stand. Morning Light, however, they still show up with Makalov in a 1v3, and he's still stepping up to the plate.
This will be the first time in a while that Morning Light have actually lost a round, and Spot Up, they're looking good for it too. I don't know, that was a bit of a stranger round from them. It didn't even feel necessarily convincing. Morning Light maybe going for something a bit ambitious at some points, but just a standard mid-B split there. Yeah, but you know, they got the job done. I feel like that's pretty much the bulk of it. It got the job done. They only bled 2 players while doing it as well. They're given some free opportunities, towards mid in particular, and I mean, they'll gladly take those. I want to see if Morning Light have any sort of adjustment towards that. You see double ops coming out. Makalov picking one up, and the other, of course, on Odorous, who has been on fire. Hopefully this time, Odorous doesn't get jump scared by trying to walk through that smoke over towards CT. There's a quick push from Spot Up, however, Upmind.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, just Omen teleports, period. They don't exactly need to be executed for them to be effective. Once you actually put out that audio output, basically everyone on the site, they're going to get paranoid, they're going to go back on site, and he canceled it out early. That led all of the defenders to go on back, but now Orders, he has to step up to the plate once again. He misses both of his huge shot, flicking just a little bit too far, hitting the wall a couple of times there. And again, now Morning Light, they do have to retake once again. This B site has been a lot more successful for Spot Up, especially in the past 2 rounds. But again, all this damage has already been done. Miniature looking for this wall bang, just simply can't find that one corner again, and in comes the Jet, swings on in, but that's still gonna be a kill from Tucker, and a second one from Tucker. Tucker going huge in both angles. As again, he was just maybe pixels away from dying to the wall bang, but he holds it down for Spot Up. Spot Up holds on strong in the last 2 rounds of the half to at least get some sort of consolation out of that attacking half. It's 8-4 going into the second half.
Yeah, and, I'm not exactly feeling great about this one for Spot Up. I'll be honest. Again, it always starts on the pistol. I feel on the defensive side is where they really kind of come to life. Sugoi TCAP, last time I saw him in that 17-0 game that he had previously on this map, he was on Sage. So, you know, you're not going to be seeing any crazy wall antics. So I am a little bit concerned about what this means for Spot Up here. Again, I don't feel like not having a Sage on either side has exactly made or broken any rounds, but I definitely feel like that having those heals would definitely help a good amount. They're no longer in the picture. X-rays might be fooling you a little bit, but no, there are many players on the same side over towards mid, despite the red and blue X-rays being mixed in together. And throughout all of that chaos, it looks like Spot Up are going to be on the less favored side of this. once more. It's all quiet on the western
around
front.
the corner. Right. I mean, you saw. Oh no, it's gonna be a full cat swing. We did not see this by any means from Morning Light. Classic not able to do much. Yes, that ghost in a longer range, still able to keep that. Oh, still able to keep that distance. And here we go again. It's gonna be a take from Morning Light on this A site. So definitely making it look a little bit easier in comparison to Spot Up in the past couple of rounds. Huge molly up front again. Figment can't make their way through. There's a smoke right in the middle. Segoy switching up the approach. Still a 2-on-3. He's above, and he's going to be joined by his teammate Segoy, still holding down these angles, still just trying to find any sort of advantage, any sort of pick to actually make his path onto this site a little bit easier. Here's shot up on the bottom. Same with his teammate Odorous, but a huge shot from Segoy! Segoy going huge! 2 direct frags, and now he's trying to go for the defuse. He still has a teammate watching over the angle. He's still going for it. Wide swing for Makalov, but he actually denies it. It's still halved. Wait. Oh, Makalov, he was so close. So close for Makalov again, but not able to pull it off. Morning Light losing out that round, losing out the 3v2. Segoy take a bow, opening up the site with a 2 frag.
Such a huge play by Sugoi. I mean, look, usually when I think about Sugoi going huge, I think about his op plays, but shows that he can get it done with a pistol as well. Still, Morning Light don't get the round together as they would have hoped. Spot Up are just barely able to steal that one away, and you know, it's a matter of a second. You know, a second later, a second earlier, and that round could have gone the other way entirely, but unfortunately for Morning Light, they are on the back foot once more. Still, though, they have a bit of a round buffer to work with here, trying to go ahead and take a long control early on and take flight. Well, they just actually might sit on it. They don't need to push it. They don't need to go for an exec early on whatsoever. They have so much time to work with. Plus, with only pistols, you're probably not going to have the best luck when there's 2 players at the ready to take you down with Spectres. And speaking of the Spectre, there it is, coming to life. 3 kills for Campeki. Just sprays down all the ecoed players, but Makalov will do him one better, taking down 2 with the Sheriff. Makalov has had his fair share of crazy plays with the pistols, as we saw with the Shorty previously. Maybe he can get it done as well. Or perhaps just going to go down anticlimactically once more, with Spot Up being able to find number 6.
Pulls out the Spectre at the very end. Should have stuck to the Sheriff, according to the trend. But even then, big round for Spot Up. I mean, just at the beginning of this little streak, near the end of this first half, this was an 8-2 scoreline. So at least we see a little bit of resiliency from Spot Up. And we already mentioned this, I think, near round 1. But this is really just the magic of best of ones. I think a matchup like this is something that I would like to see going forward, potentially in either grand finals or a losers final, something of the sort. These 2 teams are going pretty close, and again, Morning Light, they were able to take a decent amount of advantage over towards that attacking side, but now that Spot Up is put in that exact same position, it looks like they're actually making these rounds look a little bit cleaner. Again in the back, Morning Light looking for some easy picks, but Spot Up, they're just playing some unorthodox tight positions just to try to get these easy frags. And there you go again. Figment in the off angle over towards the corner. Conti doesn't expect it by any means. Expects it to be safe, and he wins out that first gun duel. He still has a couple of teammates here to just try to execute in some way, somehow. 50 seconds left in the round. You have scattered presence from Morning Light throughout the map. They do have the pick that they so desperately wanted. And this A site is actually pretty much wide open, and a huge wall for Shot Up is going to allow him to walk on by. And he just makes it on through. Okay. Spike plan is imminent.
Huge read by Kentucky to know that, hey, you know, when there's smoke, there's probably fire, and that probably, you know, there's another person set up over towards Garden trying to get that trade out here. So, you know, huge heads-up play. That awareness comes through when Morning Light, as a result, are going to be rewarded with a bomb plant, or a spike plant, excuse me. Still have that CS terminology leaking out of me, but, well, Spot Up Lots of CS experience on their side as well, and some of it will be coming to life. Sugoi TCAP takes down Miniature to start things off on this retake, but the reply from Morning Light is oh so good. They find 2, 3 to their name, and Spot Up will go ahead and do the exact same as well. A triple in the round, and everybody on Morning Light cleaning up towards the end of it. Makes it so they're able to find number 9, and damn fine number 9 at that, I should say as well. They're inching closer to that finish line. Plus, they have 2 ultimates starting to be built up a little bit more as well, unfortunately, because of the scoreboard bug. It's a bit hard to tell what the ultimate economy is looking like, but I think we're probably going to be seeing that Hunter's Fury come online relatively soon.
Get out of my way!
Absolutely, and you still have that Jet ult too being used incredibly early on. That's a common setup. Makalov using 2 updrafts just to try to get over towards the cat area. But again, it's not fruitful. But here we go. Okay, shot up on the front lines. He literally just holds down W beyond that smoke. Again, that's a huge ult for him. He clears out at least partially the site. And Figment, again, you mentioned that Hunter's Fury. It works out in his favor. And there's still another player on site. But Sugoi, the last stand for the defenders over towards B. That's been taken down. Now Miniature, 11 HP, still on the front lines. Could have gone caught up. Oh, Kanpeki! Miniature was just gone. Kanpeki just throwing out a couple of bullets and ends up getting the wall bang anyways. Still a 3-on-3. Spike has been planted. It's a decent crossfire to say the very least, as they have Makalov in the front lines.
Beautiful. Just
wide swings on now, gets himself the quick kill. You still have Odorous catching himself 2 more at the very end. Morning Light back to their winning ways. It's 10-6.
That was so good. The response from Makalov, as soon as he saw that that little dart go out, he knew that, well, at least unless there's someone watching that angle, probably the Silva didn't have his gun out in time, so just goes for the wide swing, gets a free kill actually onto the person that, you know, it wasn't a Silva that he got the kill on. I think it was a Phoenix that he actually got the kill on or something like that. And, you know, it's really just kind of small little things like that that are making all the difference for Morning Light. From there, Odorous was just able to peek based off of that because they knew they were probably going to be shooting at Makalov. It's just really that CS experience coming out right now, and it's so cute to see. It's so beautiful to see, and Morning Light are just putting on a show for us. Spot Up are trying to do the same here, but it's a pretty lackluster performance. I can't quite believe it in the same way. Makalov, oh my lord. It's an Oscar-winning performance with a shot through the smoke like that. Shot through the flash, I should say.
An Oscar-winning performance.
An Oscar-winning performance, yes.
Gotcha.
Maybe an Emmy-winning performance, because that was music to my ears. Just, oh, that gotcha.
Gotcha, my friend. All right. Understandable, because, I mean, at this point, Spot Up, they haven't really heard the sounds of Losers Bracket in quite a while, but I think they're in for a rude awakening in just a little bit. Morning Light, still with a huge opportunity. What is this one-way? That's huge, actually. And that's going to allow Makalov to play around with the Ang, and Odorous, again, throwing out a couple of bullets throughout the smoke. And Morning Light, that first interaction over to A is going to prove fruitful. 2 kills already, and Miniature just gets fragged out. Not fragged out, but still hit through the wall.
Out.
So there you go. Figment. Still equalizing things, and they slowly realize that whatever A advantage this Morning Light team actually had, it's not actually being executed on. At least for the moment. Spike is still over to B, and still more noise is being made over to A.
Careful now.
Shut Up, doing a good job. Again, just making as much noise as possible, even looking for a player, looking for a tag. Turns around, gets the kill onto Bunny. Little bit of a rotation. Figment does end up getting the kill over to B, but that's going to be essentially the take here. Sugoi in the back. Wait for the frag onto Makalov. He finds it, still another player around the corner. Gets it onto Miniature, but that is just it. Sugoi was the last stand, and now it's 12-6. Match point for Morning Light.
Spot Up really just have not been arriving. It kind of feels like such a cop-out answer to say, but in a lot of ways, it just feels like Morning Light are getting all the favorable duels that they get their hope for. Again, that feels like such a cop-out answer, you know, when you can't think of any decent analysis, just bring out the old, oh, they can't win fights, but it really does feel like that. Morning Light are getting every single early advantage that they want to. I mean, keep an eye on what Morning Light were doing with that one-way smoke. That was from spot up side, keep in mind, that one-way smoke, and they didn't take decent advantage of it whatsoever. Now they're just getting rewarded for this aggression, and Morning Light are looking better and better because of it. Well, maybe not so far, though. Campeki goes, or actually finds a kill early on, and Morning Light knocked down a peg for the first time in a while.
Right, you are spot up. They had a huge start towards the defending side, but again, they're just trying to build on that momentum, but they still have to go in the back just to try to hold things back. That's a huge orbital strike, but Miniature anyways lands on down and gets the kill. That's unexpected to say the least, but now, oh baby, Makalov, he has himself the ulti. Conti still in the back end, the frag. Still, oh my gosh, it's still a 1-on-3. Morning Light left only with Miniature to try to carry this round. Again, the spike has already been planted. A huge clutch here would lead into a W here for the round. He already has 3 frags. Looking for another one around the corner. And he's gonna get it! Miniature 1v3 to take Morning Light to winner semifinals. Welcome to top 8, Morning Light. You deserve it, my friends. A huge W against the prior winners of the NSG weekly tournaments.